Welcome to this special edition. We have a very special guest with us. We have Shri Atul Kumar Goel, MD and CEO of Punjab National Bank, who has just taken charge. And it's so nice to have you, sir, on ET Now. Sir, we'll start with budget. First of all, what are your key takeaways? Because in general, the feeling, the sentiment is that it is a growth-oriented budget, and there is so much of focus on kickstarting growth. And taking economy to pre-pandemic levels. What is your first reaction to this budget?
Mr. But in my view, it is a very balanced budget because the challenges with the government was to fiscal prudence as well as the growth also. So they have taken the due importance for the fiscal prudence because they have kept the fiscal prudence 6.5% as against the actual as on date is 6.9%. Simultaneously, they have kept the pace for the growth also. The capex has been kept at the 35% higher the limit which they have fixed for the last financial year. It has been pegged as 7.45 lakh crore. So it is addressing both the issues, the fiscal prudence as well as the growth. And it will be very good in the times to come because growth is very necessary because the lot of industries has been impacted on account of the pandemic. The thrust of the government is to how to reach to the pre-pandemic level. This is my initial take view on the budget.
Right. Mr. Goel, also you are a banker and in fact you have just taken charge at PNB. You are one of the few bankers who has pulse of economy across all sectors and across all sections of economy. You think this budget has that vision and intent to even address those sectors or sections of economy who are yet to fully recover or yet to reach the pre-pandemic levels?
Yeah, if you ask my opinion also, they have addressed the agriculture sector also, they have addressed the MSME sector also, and they have addressed the education and the health sector also. Because in the pandemic, the MSME was the most effective industries and education also. So they have take the part of the budget for the MSME also because in MSME also, they have extended the emergency credit line for another 1 year. Earlier, this emergency credit line was by the government guarantee given by the government was the 3 lakh crore. In the last year, they have increased to 4.5 lakh crore. Now they have increased to 5 lakh crore. The additional 50,000 crore has been put for this emergency credit line, and not only this, they have also extended the period also for availment of this credit line, which was as on date was 31st March 2022, and they have increased the validity of this scheme up to 31st March 2023. In addition to that also, from the bankers' point of view, they have also proposed around 2 lakh crore for the credit guarantee trust for the micro and the small industries also. So both the initiative will be very useful for the banking industries also as well as for the upliftment of the MSME. Similarly, for the agriculture side also, they have taken lot of initiative like drone for the drone agriculture for the assessment of the crop as well as the land record also digitization. After digitization of the land record, I think credit will be very easy. And education sector also, the digital university also, and the quality of the education they have also addressed in the budget.
Right. So Mr. Goel, is it fair to say, क्या हम ये बोल सकते हैं that the priority sector and some of the key critical sectors of economy, be it MSMEs, be it agriculture, be it other small businesses, they will be able to borrow more boldly and come out faster than maybe before from this pandemic or the pandemic induced slowdown that they have been experiencing in those sectors, because that will directly reflect as a banker in your books also if the credit offtake improves in those sectors.
Definitely, as I told you, this emergency credit line, there is a very paperless credit has been provided by the banker to the this type of industries. So on account of this increase of the limit of 50,000 crore and without any much hustle of the credit, so definitely the MSME will be benefited also, and similarly for the agriculture sector also. Ki on account of this land record will be digitization, because main hurdles for the agriculture finance is if a lot of inquiry has to be done by the bankers for the verification of the land data and the borrower also on, but after this digitization it will be very easy access for the individual borrower who are involved in the agriculture. And in MSME also, if you see the budget in the totality also, so they have given the more focus on the hospitality sector, which was the more impacted in the pandemic. So they will also get the benefit of this line of credit. And not only this PLI scheme also of the government, which they are extended to the 14 industries. And this 14 industries was, some of the industry was impacted with the pandemic. So this will be the very good move of the government, and all the industries will be benefit this budget, because the main thrust on the budget is the infrastructure. Infrastructure is the first requirement of any industries. The moment the infrastructure will become the good also, so all the industries will be benefit of this.
Right. Sir, also there was a challenge in front of the government because, on one hand, there was requirement to be fiscally prudent and not go overboard, and at the same time support growth. And let us not forget that the budget was being presented when 5 major state elections are around the corner. So there was that fear that the budget could be slightly populist, keeping the elections in mind, which has not happened. And people are very happy about it. You think the right balance has been achieved between being responsible and fiscally prudent, and at the same time supporting growth or focusing on growth?
As I initially told to you also, it is really a very balanced budget. The government has addressed both the issue, fiscal prudence as well as the growth also, because as I told you earlier also, they have pegged the fiscal deficit is at 6.4%, which was as against the 6.9 as on date, and what is the target of the government to achieve it is 4.5% up to 2025-26. So it is in the right direction. Similarly, they have given the much importance to the growth also, particularly to the infrastructure also, and the capex also. If you see the capex, they have pegged at around 35% more was they have pegged in the last year. So as on date, 7.50 lakh crore capex definitely will give the boost to the other industries also.
Right, absolutely. Now, sir, one major highlight of the budget was the focus on modernization and digitization of the entire country, including the optic fiber connectivity in all the rural areas, villages. Obviously, this is going to have a major positive impact on the overall banking industry. And for somebody like you, who's operating one of the largest banking network in India, is this going to give a major boost in terms of further deepening your reach in maybe sectors or in maybe areas which were maybe outside the purview of banking so far because of connectivity issue or because of technological challenges?
Definitely, they have given the focus on the digitization also, whether related to the bank, whether to the other area also. If you see the other area also, apart from the banking also, because they have come out in the budget the digital universities, and they have given the focus on the teaching standard also, and whatever they have proposed in the budget, if you see, international type of the education will be provided through this digital university. And not only this, if you see from the banker's point of view, they have also given the RBI will issue the digital rupee also, with the help of the blockchain and as well as the other technology also. And they have also addressed the digital assets, which was the long pending also, that they have given the clearance for the 30% of the income on the digital assets will be taxed. So they have given the clarity also, and they have also one of the budget in 1,50,000 branches which of the post office, which is the different corner of the country, they will come under the CBS. So on account of this digitization, financial inclusion, which we have not achieved as on date to the desired level, will be achieved on account of this digitization of the post offices also.
Right. Now, sir, like you rightly mentioned in your initial comments also, every budget has certain positives and certain negatives. But if you were to list out the three biggest positives from this budget, what are those?
It is a growth-oriented budget, and they have addressed what was the challenges of the pandemic also. So they have also addressed, and they have also addressed the employment also. If you see the budget, 60 lakhs employment they have projected to be created in the next 5 years. So they have addressed the growth also, they have addressed the employment also, and they have addressed the challenges of the pandemic also.
Right. Sir, anything which you found missing, which you feel could have been addressed maybe slightly more in the budget, if at all there are any negatives, because people are not able to come up with too many negatives actually.
I did not find any negative in the budget, as I told you earlier also. It is a very balanced budget because we have to see in the totality. We have not seen in the one part or the another part. In totality, it was a very balanced budget, and government has addressed all the related issues which were definitely concern for the Indian public also.
Right. Sir, also, as a banker, I want to know, you are one of the largest bankers in the country, and you know, the recovery that is happening in the economy, you are actually best positioned to gauge how deep and how effective the recovery is. Now, can we comfortably say, because the third wave is on decline, and it seems that the you know, the negative impact that we saw, let's say during the peak of second wave, that kind of impact we have not seen on at least you know, in consumption or in people's movement. So can we comfortably and confidently say that overall for the banking industry this year, I mean calendar year 22 or the financial year, that is FY23, looks much more better, much more positive and much more robust compared to last 2 years?
I fully agree with you. The 22 and 23 year for the banking industry will be the one of the best year as compared to the last year. Even if you see the impact of the COVID, that was not much on too much on the banking industry, because the government has come out so the good initiative also, and the RBI has come out the timely so many measures which has to be taken by in the banking industry. But compared to the last year, because the COVID impact has become reducing on the daily basis, so I am of the view in 22-23 will be one of the very good year for the banking industries. Because if you see the some of the result of the last quarter, means quarter
Right.
ending December as well the 9 month, all the banks have shown the good profitability, as well as the as far as assets quality is concerned, that is also improving of all the public sector bank.
Absolutely. In fact, it has seen major improvement, and I was actually going to ask you, my next question was about that in terms of asset quality also, can we expect much more improvement? And if I can quote, अच्छे दिन इस साल और अगले साल, both asset quality as well as credit
This
offtake.
year also and the next year also अच्छे दिन definitely आने वाले हैं, क्योंकि I think as on date, not only for my bank, in the entire banking industry, we don't have any lumpy account which we have to be which has to be on our radar ki it will be converted to the NPA. So there may be challenges on the some small accounts, otherwise there is no big account in the radar of any bank. So I am quite confident that next year, as far as assets quality is concerned, will be very good year for the banking industries, particular to my bank also.
Right. No, that is very encouraging. Sir, one last question, one final question to you. Because the budget is so ambitious in terms of capex, and there is a serious focus on infrastructure, even if you look at the vision that has been laid out in terms of the Gati Shakti initiative by the Prime Minister, and also the focus on energy renewables like solar and all, there is a major focus and major allocation also to these sectors. So do you expect these sectors to contribute significantly going forward in next 1 or 2 years in the overall credit demand for the banking industry and particularly for PNB?
Yeah, for the banking industry also as well as the PNB also, because the thrust has been given for the solar energy as well as the climate action also. So there will be some opportunity for the banks also to